Picture this. It is 3 in the morning. You are fast asleep having a beautiful dream. Suddenly, you hear the unmistakable sound of a vase shattering, followed by the frantic, thundering footsteps of the dreaded 3 a.m. zoomies. You wake up, turn on the light, and there is your precious little fluff ball, sitting next to the broken glass, looking at you like, "What? It was like that when I got here." Sound familiar? Of course it does. Welcome to the chaotic, hilarious, and sometimes downright baffling world of being a cat parent. But here is a serious question. When your cat is chewing on your plants, hiding in weird places, or playing with random garbage instead of the expensive toys you bought them, do you think they are doing it just to annoy you? Or could it be that our modern indoor homes are actually completely confusing to their wild instincts? Today, we are diving into the absolute biggest, most dangerous, and potentially deadly mistakes you might be making with your indoor cat right now. I promise you, by the end of this video, you will look at your home and your cat in a completely different way. Drop a comment down below right now and tell me, what is the name of your furry hooligan, and what is the naughtiest thing they have ever done? Let's see who has the wildest cat. Before we get into the heavy stuff, we need to talk about who your cat actually is. You might look at Mr. Whiskers sleeping belly up on the sofa, snoring gently, and think he is just a lazy, fuzzy potato. But biologically speaking, your cat is a fierce, apex predator. They are tiny tigers in tuxedos. Thousands of years ago, their ancestors were solitary desert hunters, surviving in harsh environments, stalking prey, and constantly staying on high alert to avoid becoming someone else's dinner. We invited them into our homes, gave them unlimited dry food, and expected them to just chill out and watch Netflix with us. But those ancient instincts didn't just magically disappear. Your cat is still programmed to hunt, to hide, to patrol territory, and to investigate every single new smell or object in their domain. This is exactly why the indoor lifestyle, while keeping them safe from cars and coyotes, presents a whole new set of hidden dangers. We surround them with modern conveniences, chemicals, and habits that are perfectly safe for humans, but completely alien and toxic to a tiny desert predator. So, it is our job as their loyal, opposable thumb-having servants to understand their psychology and protect them from their own curiosity. Let's kick things off with a mistake that is surprisingly common and absolutely terrifying: bringing toxic houseplants into your home. We all love a good aesthetic, right? You go to the store, buy a beautiful bouquet of lilies or a trendy monstera plant to make your living room look like a lush jungle. But here is the problem. Your cat sees that new plant and thinks, "Oh, excellent, the human has finally installed an indoor salad bar just for me." But why is this so dangerous? Well, lilies, for example, are highly toxic to cats. I'm talking about every single part of the plant: the petals, the leaves, the stem, the water in the vase, and especially the pollen. If your fluffy idiot brushes past a lily, gets some pollen on their fur, and then grooms themselves later, it can lead to acute kidney failure in a matter of days. It is not just a tiny tummy ache, it is a true medical emergency that can cost thousands at the vet. And it is not just lilies. Pothos, aloe vera, sago palms, and tulips are also on the highly naughty list. So before you decide to become a plant parent, you need to make sure you aren't putting your fur baby at risk. Stick to safe options like spider plants, catgrass, or better yet, fake plastic plants. Just know that your cat will probably still try to chew on the plastic ones because, let's face it, feline logic is a mystery we will never fully unravel. Mistake number 2 is all about creating that relaxing, spa-like atmosphere in your house using essential oils and diffusers. You come home after a long day, fire up the eucalyptus or tea tree oil diffuser, and take a deep breath. Ah, so relaxing, right? Wrong! For your cat, this is basically chemical warfare. Here is a fascinating but scary piece of feline biology. Cats lack a specific liver enzyme called glucuronol transferase. This means their bodies physically cannot break down and process certain compounds found heavily in essential oils. When you aerosolize these oils, the microscopic droplets land on your cat's fur. What does a cat do when their fur feels dirty? They lick it. Suddenly, they are ingesting highly concentrated toxins that build up in their liver, leading to poisoning, tremors, respiratory distress, and yes, even death. Oils like tea tree, eucalyptus, citrus, peppermint, and ylang-ylang are incredibly dangerous. Even if you just use a reed diffuser or scented candles, the strong smells can overwhelm their sensitive noses. Remember, a cat's sense of smell is about 14 times stronger than ours. So, if your house smells like a potent pine forest to you, it smells like an exploding perfume factory to them. Ditch the toxic oils, friends. Your cat already smells perfectly like warm laundry and tuna anyway, which is the best scent of all. Our third mistake is falling for one of the oldest, most classic cat myths in television history: letting your cat play with yarn, string, or holiday tinsel. We have all seen the cartoons, right? A cute little kitten happily batting at a ball of yarn, tangling themselves up in an adorable mess. It looks precious, but in reality this is one of the most deadly toys you could ever give your cat. Veterinarians call these linear foreign bodies. When a cat plays with string, their rough backward-facing tongue barbs easily catch the fibres. Because of how their tongue is designed, they literally cannot spit it out. Their only option is to swallow it. Once that string enters their digestive tract, things go horribly wrong. One end can get anchored in the stomach while the rest snakes through the intestines. As the intestines try to move food along, they end up gathering like a drawstring on a pair of sweatpants, literally soaring through the delicate tissue. This requires emergency, life-saving surgery that will max out your credit card in a heartbeat. So, put away the knitting yarn, banish the tinsel from your Christmas tree, and throw out those shiny ribbons from your birthday gifts. If your cat loves string toys, only let them play with them while you are actively holding the other end, and lock them away in a drawer the second playtime is over. Let's move on to mistake number 4. Leaving windows open without heavily secured screens. This leads to a terrifying phenomenon known as high-rise syndrome. Now, a lot of people think, my cat is super smart, they have amazing balance, they would never jump out of a window. Or maybe you believe the old myth that cats always land on their feet and take zero fall damage like some kind of video game character. This is incredibly false. Your cat might have the balance of a gymnast, but they also have the impulse control of a toddler fueled by sugar. If your cat is sitting on a high windowsill and a juicy, delicious-looking bird or a buzzing fly goes by, their predatory instinct takes over instantly. Their brain screams, "Attack!" before they even realise they are on the 4th floor. They leap, they slip, or the flimsy window screen pops out under their weight. While it is true that cats have a righting reflex to turn in mid-air, falling from concrete apartment buildings leads to shattered jaws, broken pelvises, and punctured lungs. Never trust a standard bug screen to hold back a 10-pound panther lunging at a pigeon. If you want to let the fresh breeze in, you need to install heavy-duty, pet-proof screens with reinforced mesh. Your cat's inner hunter is strong, but gravity is stronger. Mistake number 5 is a trap that almost all of us fall into because of how cute our cats are. Free feeding and overfeeding. We all love a hecking chonker, right? The internet is full of fat, round cats looking adorable. But the reality is that feline obesity is a silent killer. In the wild, cats eat several small meals a day, a mouse here, a bug there. They have to work and burn calories for every single bite. In our homes, we often just fill a giant bowl with dry kibble and let them eat whenever they want. Imagine if someone left a massive bowl of potato chips on your coffee table 24/7. You would probably graze all day too. When cats get overweight, they don't just get a cute belly pouch. They become highly susceptible to feline diabetes, severe joint pain, arthritis, and liver disease. It drastically shortens their lifespan. And yes, I know what happens when they see the bottom of the food bowl. They act like they haven't been fed since 1998. They scream, they bat at your ankles, they try to convince you they are wasting away. Do not negotiate with terrorists. Measure their food according to your vet's instructions. Use puzzle feeders to make them work for their meals, and transition to scheduled feeding times. A lean cat is a happy, healthy, energetic cat who will live a much longer life with you. Let us talk about mistake number 6, giving your cat human medication, specifically painkillers like acetaminophen, which is the active ingredient in Tylenol. This one is incredibly serious. Let's say you notice your fluffy friend is limping, or they seem feverish and lethargic. A well-meaning but uneducated cat owner might think, "Oh, when my kid has a fever, I give them a little bit of baby Tylenol. I will just give a tiny crumb to the cat to help them feel better." Do not ever do this. Acetaminophen is violently toxic to cats. Remember that liver enzyme we talked about earlier? The one cats don't have. Because they can't metabolize this drug, it binds to their red blood cells and prevents them from carrying oxygen. Within hours, your cat will start literally suffocating from the inside. Their gums will turn brown or blue, they will struggle to breathe, and it is almost always fatal if not treated immediately by a vet. Ibuprofen and aspirin are just as bad, causing severe stomach ulcers and kidney failure. Human medicine cabinets should be treated like locked vaults when it comes to your pets. If your cat is in pain, never try to play doctor at home. Call your vet. Cats don't need our headache pills anyway, especially since half the time they are the ones giving us the headaches with their 3 a.m. concerts. Mistake number 7 is completely ignoring your cat's dental hygiene. I get it. Trying to brush a cat's teeth sounds like a brilliant way to lose a finger. It feels like you are trying to wrestle a chainsaw that has fur. Because of this, most cat owners just accept that fish breath is a normal part of having a cat and completely ignore their mouth. But poor dental care is a massive hidden killer. Over 70% of cats develop dental disease by the time they are 3 years old, and cats suffer from a unique, agonizing condition called tooth resorption, where their teeth literally start dissolving from the inside out. It is incredibly painful. But here is the tricky part about feline psychology. Cats are masters at hiding pain. In the wild, a predator that shows weakness becomes prey. So, your cat could have a mouthful of rotting, throbbing teeth, and they will still purr, ask for cuddles, and try to eat their crunchy food whole. You won't even know they are suffering until the infection spreads to their bloodstream and damages their heart or kidneys. If brushing is completely impossible, you need to talk to your vet about water additives, dental treats that actually work, and schedule professional dental cleanings. Don't let your baby suffer in silence just because they are too brave to complain. Moving on to mistake number 8. Terrible litter box placement and hygiene. Imagine this. You go to use the bathroom, but your toilet is located inside a dark, scary closet next to a massive machine that randomly shakes and makes deafening alarm noises. You would probably hate going to the bathroom, right? Well, that is exactly what you are doing to your cat when you put their litter box right next to the washing machine, the furnace, or deep in a loud garage. Cats are incredibly vulnerable when they are doing their business. Their wild instincts tell them they need a quiet, safe spot where they have a clear view of their surroundings, so nobody can sneak up on them. If the washing machine hits the spin cycle while they are peeing, they might develop a lifelong phobia of that box. Furthermore, if you don't scoop the box daily, you are forcing them to walk in their own filth. Cats are fastidiously clean animals. Poor litter box setups lead to high stress, which physically manifests as feline idiopathic cystitis, a painful inflammation of the bladder that can lead to deadly urinary blockages, especially in male cats. The rule of thumb? Keep the box in a quiet, low-traffic area, scoop it every single day, and always have one more box than the number of cats you own. Yes, even if you live in a small apartment. Mistake number 9 is leaving plastic bags, handles, and snack bags lying around the house. We all know the joke. You spend $50 on a state-of-the-art interactive cat toy, and what does your cat want to play with? The plastic grocery bag it came in. Cats love the crinkly sound, they love the weird texture, and they love diving into them. But plastic bags are a massive strangulation and suffocation hazard. Here is a very common scenario. A cat is sniffing around a plastic bag, and they accidentally slip their head through the handle. When they try to back out, the bag follows them. The cat panics. Their fight or flight instinct kicks in, and they start tearing around the house at lightning speed, desperately trying to outrun the terrifying plastic monster chasing them. They crash into furniture, knock over heavy objects, and can easily strangle themselves or break a limb in the chaos. Snack bags, like chip bags, are even worse. If a cat sticks their head in to lick the crumbs, the bag can create a vacuum seal around their neck, leading to suffocation in minutes. If you absolutely must let your cat play with a paper or plastic bag, cut the handles off first. But honestly, it is best to just put them away immediately. Let them play with safe toys, not your leftover grocery trash. Now for mistake number 10, feeding your cat toxic human food. It is pizza night. You are sitting on the couch enjoying a slice, and suddenly your cat is right in your face, purring, batting at your hand, giving you those huge Puss in Boots eyes. They want a piece of that pepperoni. It is so tempting to just give them a little bite, but you must resist. Many human foods are wildly toxic to cats, specifically onions and garlic. These ingredients contain compounds that completely destroy a cat's red blood cells, leading to a life-threatening condition called Heinz body anemia. And guess what? Onion and garlic powder are hiding in almost everything we eat: pizza sauce, chips, soups, and marinades. Even a tiny lick of gravy that has onion powder in it can send your cat to the emergency room. Other deadly foods include chocolate, grapes, raisins, and anything containing the artificial sweetener xylitol. Also, despite what every cartoon has ever taught us, most adult cats are actually lactose intolerant. Giving them a saucer of cow's milk will just lead to explosive diarrhea and a very unhappy kitty. If you want to treat your cat, buy treats made specifically for cats. Their tiny bodies just aren't built to process our seasoned, processed junk food. Keep the pizza to yourself. Mistake number 11. Having poor water bowl placement and letting your cat become chronically dehydrated. Have you ever noticed your cat ignoring the expensive, beautiful water bowl you bought them, only to aggressively drink out of your dirty water glass on the nightstand or lick the shower floor? There is a deep psychological reason for this. In the wild, cats know that water located right next to their freshly killed prey is probably contaminated with bacteria. Even though the prey is just dry kibble, their instinct tells them, do not drink the water next to the food. If you put their water bowl right beside their food bowl, they might actively avoid drinking from it. Furthermore, cats prefer running water because, in nature, stagnant water is dangerous. Because cats naturally have a low thirst drive, if they don't like their water setup, they simply won't drink. This chronic, low-level dehydration is a leading cause of fatal kidney disease in older cats. To fix this, move the water bowl to a completely different room than their food. Better yet, invest in a cat water fountain. The moving water attracts their attention and encourages them to drink. Yes, you will have to listen to the sound of trickling water all day, but it is a small price to pay to protect your furry best friend's kidneys. Let's dive into mistake number 12, using dangerous chemical cleaning products on your floors and counters. We all want a sparkling clean house, especially when you are dealing with scattered litter and cat hair. So you grab the bleach, the heavy-duty floor cleaner, or the strong disinfectant wipes. You mop the floors, and it smells like a hospital. But wait, where is your cat? Oh right, they are walking all over the wet floor to see what you are doing. Now those harsh chemicals are all over their sensitive little paw pads. The chemicals can cause severe contact burns, but that isn't even the worst part. What is the first thing a cat does when their paws are wet or smell weird? They meticulously lick them clean. Your cat is now directly ingesting bleach, phenol, or quaternary ammonium compounds, which are highly toxic and can cause severe mouth ulcers, vomiting, and organ damage. If you have an indoor cat, you must switch to pet-safe, non-toxic cleaning products. Look for enzymatic cleaners or simple solutions like vinegar and baking soda for everyday messes. Sure, your house might occasionally smell like a salad dressing instead of a chemical pine forest, but your cat will be safe, healthy, and perfectly capable of leaving their own unique smells around the house. Mistake number 13 involves two of the most dangerous appliances in your home: the washing machine and the clothes dryer. Cats are essentially heat-seeking missiles. They are always looking for the warmest, darkest, most comfortable hiding spot in the house. Now imagine a dryer that just finished a load of towels. It is a dark cave, it is incredibly warm, and it smells exactly like their favourite human. It is the ultimate feline luxury resort. If the door is left open even a crack, your cat might hop in and fall into a deep sleep hidden among the clothes. The terrifying danger happens when you toss in a few more wet clothes, slam the door shut, and hit the start button without looking. The tumbling and the extreme heat can be instantly fatal. It is a nightmare scenario that veterinarians see far too often. The same goes for the washing machine, especially front-loading models. You must develop a new, unbreakable household habit. Always, always, always check inside the washer and dryer before you turn them on. Give the clothes a pat-down, visually inspect the drum, and physically locate your cat in the house before you do laundry. Better yet, keep the doors to these appliances completely closed when not in active use. Your cat has plenty of other places to nap, like your laptop keyboard. Our 14th mistake is underestimating a cat's obsession with tiny, swallowable objects like hair ties, rubber bands, and foam earplugs. If you were to look under your refrigerator right now, I guarantee you would find a dusty graveyard of at least 20 hair ties. For some reason, cats are absolutely obsessed with the texture and smell of elastic. It might seem cute when they bat a hair tie around the bathroom floor, but these items are incredibly dangerous. Because of the shape and the way cats play with them, they frequently accidentally swallow them. And they don't just swallow one, they will eat them over weeks or months. These rubber bands clump together in their stomach, creating a massive, indigestible rubber ball that completely blocks their intestines. This leads to severe vomiting, starvation, and requires major, expensive abdominal surgery to remove. Foam earplugs are just as bad. They smell like human earwax, which cats weirdly love, and once swallowed, the foam expands in the stomach juices, creating a perfect blockage. You need to treat these items like toxic waste. Keep your hair ties in a closed jar, put your earplugs away in a drawer, and never let your cat use office supplies as toys. Stick to the catnip mice. Mistake number 15 is setting the mood with lit candles and open flames. There is nothing cozier than dimming the lights, watching a movie, and lighting a nice scented candle on the coffee table. But remember what we said earlier about cats being completely unpredictable. Cats love to jump on tables, and they are incredibly curious about anything that moves, including flickering flames. A cat will casually stroll past a candle, and in a split second, their beautiful long whiskers or their fluffy tail will brush right into the flame. Cat hair is highly flammable. Not only can they suffer painful burns and lose their whiskers, which they desperately need for spatial awareness and balance, but they can also easily knock the lit candle off the table onto your rug in a panic. Congratulations, your precious little angel has just committed arson. Open flames and cats simply do not mix. If you want that cozy ambience, you need to switch to LED battery-operated candles or use wax warmers that are placed completely out of reach, and even then, make sure the wax isn't toxic if they decide to dip a paw in it. Your cat is already the light of your life. You don't need to risk burning the house down to prove it. Let's look at mistake number 16. assuming that because your cat is strictly indoors, they don't need a microchip, a collar, or preventative vaccines. This is a massive, incredibly common error. People think, my cat has never stepped foot outside in 5 years, why would I put a chip in them? Here is the reality. Life happens. You open the front door to pay the pizza delivery guy, a loud siren blares outside, your cat spooks, and suddenly they bolt out the door into the night. An indoor cat outside is completely terrified. They don't know the territory, they panic and they hide. If someone finds them, they have no collar and no microchip, meaning they have no way to get back to you. As for vaccines and parasite prevention, you can easily track fleas, ticks, or deadly viruses like panleukopenia into the house on your shoes. Or a rabid bat or mouse could find its way into your basement, and guess who is going to hunt it down? Your indoor cat. Skipping these basic vet protocols just to save a few bucks is a gamble you do not want to take. Get your cat microchipped, keep their shots up to date, and give yourself the peace of mind knowing that if the worst happens, they are protected. Mistake number 17 involves the dangers lurking in your bathroom, specifically the toilet and hanging cords. Let's start with the toilet. For young kittens, an open toilet bowl is a severe drowning hazard. They jump up, slip on the porcelain, and fall in. Because the sides are completely smooth, they cannot climb out. For adult cats, they often view the toilet as a giant, weird water bowl. But think about the chemicals you use to clean that bowl. Bleach pucks and blue toilet bowl cleaners are incredibly toxic. You must train everyone in your house to put the toilet lid down. It is such a simple fix, but it saves lives. Then, look at your window blinds. Those long, dangling pull cords might look boring to you, but to a cat, they are irresistible dangling prey. Cats bat at them, try to bite them, and can easily get their heads tangled in the loop. When they panic and twist, they can literally hang themselves in front of the window. You must tie up blind cords, cut the loops, or install modern cordless blinds. Your house shouldn't look like a booby-trapped jungle from an Indiana Jones movie to your cat. Mistake number 18 is the danger of reclining chairs and pull-out sofa beds. We love to kick back and relax in a lazy boy recliner, but these chairs have a dark side when you own a cat. Underneath that comfy cushion is a dangerous, heavy metal mechanism of springs, gears, and sharp metal bars. Cats, being the ultimate masters of finding hidden, dark places to nap, love to crawl up inside the hollow space underneath reclining chairs or inside the frame of a sofa bed. They feel safe in there. The deadly mistake happens when you sit down and forcefully kick the recliner shut or fold up the sofa bed without realizing your cat is inside. The crush injuries from these heavy mechanisms are devastating and often fatal. You can easily break their spine or cause severe internal bleeding in a fraction of a second. The rule here is simple. Before you close a recliner, before you fold up a sofa bed, you must physically know exactly where your cat is in the room. Do a head count. Say their name. Shake the treat bag. Do whatever you have to do to make sure they are safely out of the blast zone before you move the furniture. Mistake number 19 is a psychological one that can lead to physical danger. Severely understimulating your indoor cat. We talked about how cats are hunters. If you do not provide them with enough playtime, scratching posts, and vertical space to climb, they don't just get bored, they get severely stressed and depressed. A bored cat will find their own ways to entertain themselves, and that is usually when they start engaging in destructive and dangerous behaviours. They will start chewing on electrical cords, scratching up toxic materials, trying to escape out of high windows, or eating things they shouldn't. Chronic stress in cats drastically lowers their immune system, making them highly susceptible to illnesses like FIP or severe urinary tract infections. You cannot just put a cat in a room and ignore them. You need to actively play with them using wand toys, and put them away after. Give them tall cat trees so they can survey their territory and engage their brilliant little brains. A tired cat is a safe cat. If they are busy chasing a safe, designated toy and climbing their cat tree, They aren't going to be busy trying to chew on the television power cord behind the TV stand. Finally, the 20th and arguably the most deadly mistake of all: ignoring a change in your cat's behaviour, specifically hiding. As cat owners, we know our cats can be weird. Sometimes they just want to sleep in the closet for a day. But if your normally social cat suddenly starts hiding under the bed, hiding in the back of the closet, or aggressively avoiding you, this is a massive red flag. Remember, cats are deeply programmed to hide when they are injured or sick. It is a wild survival instinct to prevent predators from seeing their weakness. They will not cry, they will not limp to you for help, they will just disappear. Far too many owners think, "Oh, he is just being antisocial, he will come out when he is hungry." By the time the cat is forced to come out, the illness, whether it's a urinary blockage, kidney failure, or poisoning, is often in its final, irreversible stages. Do not ignore a hiding cat. If their routine suddenly changes, if they skip meals, or if they hide for more than 24 hours, do not wait. Pack them into the carrier and get them to the vet immediately. Paying for a checkup to find out they are just being a grumpy jerk is 1,000 times better than waiting too long and losing your best friend. And there you have it, cat moms and dads. Now you know exactly what is going on inside that furry, chaotic little head of theirs. And more importantly, you know how to protect them from the hidden dangers lurking right inside your own home. Yes, being a cat parent means you have to lock up your hair ties, check the dryer like a paranoid detective, and accept that you can never own real plants again. But let's be totally honest. Despite all the broken glasses, the 3 a.m. zoomies, and the constant demand for treats, we wouldn't trade our fluffy little overlords for anything in the world. They bring so much joy, laughter, and love into our lives. It is our responsibility to make sure their indoor kingdom is as safe as it is fun. If you learned something new today and want to help save a kitty's life, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for more awesome cat content, and most importantly, share this video with every single cat owner you know. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these 20 mistakes surprised you the most? Or which one are you totally guilty of? Let me know in the comments below. Give your cat a big scratch behind the ears for me, and I will see you in the next video.